Let me start by saying this. Learning English can be a journey, not a race. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of improving your English, take a deep breath. Today, I'm going to share with you a simple and clear learning plan that will guide you through this journey, step by step. This plan is designed to make learning English manageable, so don't worry, you've got this. To kick things off, let's talk about the first essential step, setting clear goals. If you don't know where you're headed, how will you know when you've arrived? So, let's break it down into small, achievable milestones. Instead of saying, I want to be fluent in English, which is too vague, set specific goals like, I want to have a 10-minute conversation in English without feeling nervous, or I want to understand a movie without subtitles. Having clear goals will keep you motivated and give you a sense of direction. Once your goals are set, it's time to look at your daily routine. Consistency is key when learning a language, so you need to dedicate a small portion of your day to learning English. You don't have to spend hours each day, just 30 minutes to an hour. If you do this every single day, you'll be amazed at the progress you make. But consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over. Instead, make sure to include a mix of activities so you don't get bored. This variety will make the process much more enjoyable. So, what activities should you include in your plan? Let's break it down. Listening. Spend time listening to English every day. This is one of the most important skills you'll need to master. Whether it's podcasts, audiobooks, music, or movies, immerse yourself in the language. At first, try listening to content at your level, but gradually increase the difficulty as you become more comfortable. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. The more you listen, the better your understanding will become. Also, make sure to practice active listening. Take notes or repeat phrases you hear. This will help improve both your vocabulary and your listening skills. Speaking. Speaking is probably the most difficult skill to practice, but it's also the most rewarding. Try speaking English daily, even if it's just to yourself. If you're lucky enough to have a conversation partner, that's great. If not, use language exchange apps or join online communities where you can practice speaking. Record yourself and listen back to see where you can improve. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are a part of the learning process. What's important is that you speak regularly. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. Reading. Reading is a wonderful way to improve your vocabulary and get exposed to different sentence structures. Pick books, articles, or websites that interest you. Start with something easier, like children's books or blogs, and gradually work your way up to more challenging material. While reading, highlight new words or phrases and try to use them in your own sentences. This helps reinforce new vocabulary. You don't have to understand every word. Context is your best friend. The more you read, the better your overall English skills will become. Writing. Writing is another key part of the language learning process. Practice writing every day, even if it's just a short journal entry or a couple of sentences about your day. As you write, focus on using new vocabulary and grammatical structures you've learned. The best way to improve your writing is by writing regularly and reviewing your mistakes. Keep a notebook or a digital journal where you can track your progress and reflect on what you've learned. You could also try writing essays or short stories on topics that interest you. Over time, you'll notice a huge improvement in your writing skills. Grammar. Grammar can be one of the trickiest aspects of learning English, but it's essential to understand the rules so you can speak and write correctly. Don't feel like you need to memorize every grammar rule at once. Instead, focus on one rule at a time and practice it in your writing and speaking. For example, you can start with simple things like verb tenses, articles, and prepositions. Once you feel comfortable with those, move on to more advanced grammar. Use grammar books or apps to practice, and don't forget to check your sentences for mistakes. Vocabulary. Expanding your vocabulary is an ongoing task. Every day, learn new words and try to use them in your conversations or writings. You could even have a vocabulary notebook where you write down new words and their meanings. To make things more fun, try learning words based on themes like colors, food, emotions, or daily activities. By grouping words together, it becomes easier to remember and use them in the right context. Now, here's the important part. Don't overwhelm yourself. It's easy to feel like you need to learn everything all at once, but that's not the case. Focus on one skill at a time and be patient with yourself. It's about progress, not perfection. Start with small daily tasks and gradually increase the challenge as you get more confident. Keep track of your progress by writing down your achievements. Celebrate the small victories, whether it's understanding a conversation you heard, speaking confidently with a friend, or reading a book in English without needing a dictionary. Remember that language learning takes time, but with consistency and a good plan, you'll get better and better every day. It's all about forming habits that make learning English part of your daily life. The more time and energy you invest, the more you'll see results. In addition to the daily tasks, you should also set aside time for reviewing what you've learned. Once a week, take some time to go over the new vocabulary, grammar, or phrases you've learned. This will reinforce your learning and help you remember everything you've worked on. It's easy to forget things when you're learning a new language, but regular review will help solidify your knowledge. Now, let's talk about some extra tips to keep your motivation high and make your English learning journey even more effective. Make learning English fun. Watch movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos in English. Play language games. Listen to music and try to understand the lyrics. The more you make English part of your everyday entertainment, the easier it will be to learn. Surround yourself with English. Label objects around your house with their English names, or change the language on your phone and social media accounts to English. This will expose you to English all day long and help reinforce what you're learning. Join a community of learners. Find language exchange groups or online forums where you can meet people who are learning English too. This will not only help you practice, but will also give you a sense of community and motivation. You can share tips, ask questions, and get feedback on your progress. Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to push your limits. Take on more difficult material, speak with native speakers, and participate in discussions or debates. The more you challenge yourself, the faster you'll improve. To wrap things up, learning English is a process that requires patience, dedication, and practice. But with a clear plan, consistency, and a willingness to make mistakes and learn from them, you can make incredible progress. Just remember, you're not in this alone. There's a whole community of learners out there who are facing the same challenges and celebrating the same successes. To wrap things up, learning English is a process that requires patience, dedication, and practice. But with a clear plan, consistency, and a willingness to make mistakes and learn from them, you can make incredible progress. Just remember, you're not in this alone. There's a whole community of learners out there who are facing the same challenges and celebrating the same successes. So, let's continue this journey together. If you're feeling uncertain, just remember that every successful English learner has been in your shoes before. They face the same doubts and fears, but what sets them apart is their determination to keep going. And you can do the same. With the right mindset and habits, you'll make it. Now, let's talk a bit about motivation. It's natural to feel discouraged sometimes. Maybe you'll make a mistake or you won't understand something, and that's okay. But here's the key. Don't let that stop you. Everyone from beginner to advanced makes mistakes, and it's through those mistakes that we grow. In fact, making mistakes is part of the process. It's not something to avoid, but something to embrace. The more you make mistakes and learn from them, the faster you'll improve. So, when you make a mistake, instead of feeling bad, take a moment to think, okay, I learned something new today. I'm one step closer to my goal. It's also helpful to remember why you started. Why did you want to learn English in the first place? Whether it's for travel, career opportunities, making new friends, or something else, your reasons for learning English are powerful motivators. When you feel tired or discouraged, think about your goals and why it's important to you. This reminder can reignite your drive and help you push through the tough moments. Now, let's dive into effective time management. One common problem many learners face is balancing their language learning with their other responsibilities like work, school, or family. But don't worry, you don't need hours of free time to improve your English. The key is using your time wisely. You can practice English during your commute, while you're waiting for an appointment, or even while doing chores around the house. Use small moments throughout the day to learn. Anyway, I think this podcast is enough for this video. Do whatever I said, buddy. And you can subscribe.